Okay, so welcome everyone. Today we're going to be removing the lower bumper off of a 2018 Honda Pilot. Essentially this whole unit here, all the way around the bottom. Let's take a look at what kind of tools we're going to need. So here I've got a little mini Phillips. We'll need an Allen key, 5mm. If you don't have a 5mm, you could use a, what is that going to be, 3/16. A light is always handy. I get this Hot Light from Amazon. It's incredible. It's a really great, powerful light. Has a lot of great features. It's got a magnet on it, but really any old light will do. And I'll show you what we're actually going to be taking off here. Oh, and it might help to have some kind of plastic, like a paddle for prying, something like this maybe. A little spatula, just for getting underneath some of the plastic trim. So the process here is really pretty simple. Let me grab my light. Essentially, we've got these two Allen keys, again 5mm, and then if we come around the side here, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 Phillips screws, and the same applies to the other side. In addition to those 4 screws on each wheel well, and the 2 on the back here. Let's get under the car and take a look. There's also going to be 2 Phillips screws there. And in addition to that, there's 2 more screws over there. So we've got 4 screws under here to remove as well. And then we'll also want to disconnect the lights. And I'll show you how that's done. We'll do that first and foremost. Okay, lights, super easy. You just grab it, give it a twist, pops right out. So if you ever need to replace your rear light, your brake lights, now you know where they're at. I think that's it's brake, or maybe it's the reverse light. Either way, pretty simple to do. You just grab it, turn it. It's only going to turn one way. And I'll just pull right out of there. Okay, first things first, let's start with the wheel well here, and these 4 screws. There's 1. Obviously, if you had a little drill or something, it'd be a little quicker, but I'm just showing you that it's not necessary. You can do everything by hand pretty easily. What I forgot to mention earlier too is, in doing so, by removing this, what we're getting at essentially is there's another hidden screw beneath this piece of trim, and we'll get to that in just a minute here. So I'm gonna loosen this one, and then this other one here. Where are you at? It's right up there somewhere. So 1, 2, 3. And 4. I'm just going to remove this and I'll be right back. So we can see I got my 4 screws here. Next thing to do is to remove this piece of trim. We don't have to remove the whole thing. We're just going to pop it off here. You could probably use your hand and pull at it and it would pop off, but I do have a little tool that you can just kind of get in there. And you can see it just kind of easily comes right off of there. And voila, that's what we want. We're going to remove this remaining screw right there. So I went ahead and I removed that screw from there. came around this way. I removed the 5 screws here. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. And you may say, well, you probably could get away with not removing this one, but just so you have enough clearance to pull this piece off. You can see there, it's helpful to get in there to remove that screw. So here we are underneath the car. I've got just a couple of screws here. One there. I'm going to do the 2 on the other side here. And I removed the 2 screws from over there. 1 and 2. And the 2 from behind me that were just over here. I just want to remind everyone that you'd have also had to remove these little Christmas trees that would have been in here and here. Because of the damage that was done to the bumper, they popped out a while back, apparently. But they will just pop out. If you give them a tug, they'll come right out on you. So this here is essentially what I was referring to. Underneath your car, this will be depressed. It'll be clicked up. And they just pop off. If you give them a little tug, it'll just pop out of there. You can buy them at a local auto shop in case they do snap or break on you. Next will be to remove this one and this one, 5mm, like I said. So we'll get that in there, and you can see that's a nice fit. Again, if you didn't have a 5mm, you could get away with an American 3/16. You can see it's got a little wiggle, but it'll get the job done. So we're going to take off both of these. One there. There's always a stubborn one. So now we got both of those off. Now we're just going to be essentially popping this. The whole bumper is going to come up and off. And I'll show you how we get into that. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be getting my hand just essentially underneath here and popping this out. Got my hand under, and I'm just coming up and out. I am lifting up and out. Because you'll see right here, you've got these hooks, and you might be wondering, well, what's holding this in place? Basically what we have is these little plastic hooks that are coming up along the side. And you can see you've got those little guys right here, and beneath there on the other side there's a little hook that's coming outward, like this here. So you don't want to just rip it off, because you could break those little hooks. So if you could imagine, you just kind of want to come up and out at the same time. So you get all the way to the top here. Now I've basically got this side removed. Now you have to release this area. And what's behind there, there's going to be 2 more little clamps like this. And these ones are metal, so you don't have to be as ginger about it. And again, it has the same thing where there's a hole in the plastic, and it essentially slides underneath this little metal tab, and there's going to be 2 of them here for what it's worth. So I'm literally just going to give this whole thing a nice tug. Boom, and there you go. The hooks I was talking about, see if you can see them. Grab the light. So there's that little tab I was trying to show you. And again, that just corresponded with both of these guys. So now I'm going to come around and I'm going to pop this side off as well. So now that we've officially have all the screws out, we would have gone ahead and popped this out all the way along here, up to the top. Pop that out there. And that's it. This bumper is free. I can see one of my little Christmas trees just popped out there. So this is what I was talking about. And they just, they just lock in, and they're just a little button snap. The bumper's fitted with a bunch of them that are normally along here. So this guy was actually missing quite a few if we take a closer look. You can see I've got, one here, one there. There was one there that popped out. This side doesn't have any at all. Those are all just completely popped out. But again, you can buy them at your local auto parts store. In my instance, I'm actually going deeper, and I'm replacing just the bottom half of the bumper where it's cracked and damaged here. The light's broken, that'll end up getting replaced. You can just buy an entirely new housing. And you can see I purchased an aftermarket bumper here. So this will just be replacing that, and this is, I'm gonna go and purchase some of these little trees. I'll need some of those. But most everything on here just kind of snaps in. There's a bottom area here that comes off. I've got a little nut here. I've got a Phillips screw here, another one here, and this little area is gonna fill in that gap there. And I'll have it all buttoned up soon here. Maybe even before it gets dark. Let's see, with the video filming, I think this has taken me about 20 minutes to complete this, to get where I'm at. In a nutshell, that's how you remove a bumper from a 2018 Honda Pilot. Thanks for watching.